Am I the asshole for ruining a dinner by calling my wife's friend's quote unquote Virgo moment a tantrum?
Shit, I don't know nothing about astrology.
Yeah, astrology.
Virgo
Because
moment,
astronomy.
Astronomy, completely
Like,
different.
I know nothing about it, so I don't know. Maybe was it Mercury's on Gatorade or some shit like that?
Yeah, Mercury's
Is that
on
what they say?
Gatorade is absolutely correct. All right. My wife's oldest friend's birthday was yesterday, and so their friend group threw her a birthday dinner at a restaurant. I was invited as a +1. Full transparency, I've never particularly liked this friend. She always seemed too dramatic and over the top for me, always attributing everything to her star sign. Insufferable comes to mind if I were to use one word. That said, I usually just ignore her and let her be whenever we're not in the same room because why not? Yesterday, though, she was making a big deal because they got her dessert order wrong. To be fair, though, we did wait like 45 minutes for it to arrive.
God damn.
So I get that, but she just kept complaining to the group and then stopped herself and said she was going to have quote unquote Virgo moment, whatever the fuck that means. And I said under my breath, but clearly too audible, quote, you mean a tantrum? She asked me to repeat myself, and the cat was clearly already out the bag, so I did. She asked what I meant by that, and I explained, there's no such thing as a Virgo moment, just a grown person throwing a tantrum, which devolved into back and forth, ruining the mood of the dinner, and us having to leave early. I don't think calling it a tantrum was wrong because it is one. But choosing to speak up at her birthday dinner is probably where I dropped the ball and fucked up. I was calm throughout and I did not escalate things, but even then, it did not have to be said because there really was no outcome where things would have worked out well. Am I the asshole?
Go for it, John.
I'm gonna say you're an asshole for even showing up to that dinner. Why you don't really fuck with this person? Why are you gonna show up to the dinner?
Trying to get a meal.
Tony, hey, but I don't blame. I mean, I'm gonna say, what's the word that we usually use when it's like justifiable?
Justifiable.
Now I'm gonna go social faux pas asshole right there. How about that?
A faux pas asshole.
Yeah, it's like, situationally, you probably should have held your tongue. It is their birthday. They're celebrating for a special moment, but it could get annoying. It sounds like you already don't mess with this person to begin with. There's an underlying hatred for this person. To begin with, you're probably annoyed with them from a jump. You don't believe in astrology. I was gonna say astronomy. But it sounds like that outburst is written in the stars already, right? Like you were kind of ready to pop off on this person at any given point you had. And I'd be annoyed too if someone kept bitching for like 45 minutes. I'm waiting too for my food, motherfucker. So like be patient like me. So I don't know. I'm going to go asshole, but I get it.
Yeah. And I feel like if it's your partner's friend, it probably shouldn't come from you to say, to correct that type of behavior. Like it probably should come from one of her friends instead. So definitely wrong for doing that at her birthday, and also probably thinking that you should be the one to say something. I don't know. If she's not your friend, then I would just talk about it with your partner instead. I wonder what the partner's thoughts are on the situation. Yeah, on this, and she feels like it's a problem. I guess showing up for the birthday because you do want to be there for your partner, right? And your partner probably wanted you to come and like be friends with your friends. Makes things easier when your partner gets along with your friends too. True. Yeah, I don't know. There is a line where, people who believe in astrology use it as an excuse for their behavior. And I get it that it can be frustrating. Just as anything, right? Like I can't go around saying like, oh, it's because I'm Catholic that I'm acting this way that brings harm to others or negativity to others, right? or, oh, because I'm Mexican, I get to be toxic, you know? So I get that. But then I also, adding this for context, I know that a lot of people get frustrated at people using astrology at all, which is, you know, it's if that's what other people believe in, then, you know, you gotta let them be and don't yuck their yum.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
Especially when they're waiting for their yum to come by.
Exactly right.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like he's doing that. OP is doing that. I don't know their gender. I missed that. But yeah, so.
Yeah, I think my only thing is, one, I agree. I think out of pocket, he doesn't like if that was your homie and they were like, oh, I'm gonna Virgo out or whatever, I'd be like, all right, bro, chill the fuck out.
Yeah, something like
but if it's somebody like that's one of my pet peeves actually, is when somebody doesn't know you that well, but feels like buddy enough to like chop or like make jokes. Like I'm all for homies chopping homies, but a stranger chopping me, like you have not earned my respect enough to fucking come at me. You know what I mean?
Who is you?
Or like if they're too buddy, like if a new person comes into the friend group and they don't know other people and they're chopping on other people, I'm like, all right. Okay, cool. You don't know them like that. Like,
feel out the vibe.
Yeah, I really dislike that. I'm like, there's like some people. I won't say where, because
say it, John. No, where?
I am not job free, but it's just like I don't know. Some people just get too buddy, and I'm like, cool it. Actually,
yeah, there's a time and place for everything.
Yeah, and it sounds like the worst thing was that she was like, all right, let me calm down. That's before she said the astrology thing. If you really hate astrology, you know, that's fine. That's your prerogative. But she said, all right, let me cool down before I have the Virgo moment. So the Virgo moment has not technically happened. The outburst has not technically happened. She's just complaining a lot, but she hasn't had a big freak out moment. But while somebody's calming down, now's not the good time to be like, well, astrology isn't real. Like, that's not the time or place to fucking chop because then you're just going to get her hyped up and riled up again. So, like, there's really no goal besides being petty in what the person did. So I think, you know, this is very much on the light end of asshole, but I got to go asshole.
Yeah. And I have a feeling she also was saying that joking around too, like
maybe. And it's probably you're right too, because that's probably how she interacts with her circle of friends.
Yeah.
And the comfort level is already there.
Yeah.